why you should sack your PT. People would be really switched on for the hour that I was with them, but then once they're out the door, it's like out of sight, out of mind.
If you train in the gym 3 times a week, that's 3 hours out of 168 hours in the week.
Do you need accountability for the 165
or the 3? When I first went online, I actually had a lot of my old PT clients reach out to me and start doing some online coaching. We then started focusing on the nutrition outside of the gym, what was happening between workouts, and they then got way better results.
Do you want to get back into the normal PT stuff, or are you happy doing what we're doing? Literally every single one of them was like, I'm happy doing what we're doing. We're seeing better results. I prefer that it's working well. I was speaking to someone about the nutrition and how they dieted. They were like, I'm pretty good with my nutrition. I eat pretty well. I know what I'm doing to drop weight. What do you do when you're dieting? And they literally just went, cabbages. I just eat cabbages. 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll have fish and a rice cake. All right, welcome back.
Fish and a rice cake.
Fish and a rice cake. I'm Jake.
I'm Jake.
Yep, back again to give you some non-sciencey, definitely non-sciencey after the last few episodes, sometimes ranty fitness advice, hopefully to help you sort of wade through the bullshit of advice and tips and hacks and tricks that's out there, and actually help you get a bit of a result, fat loss, muscle building, whatever it is.
That is what we're here for.
We're hoping, hopefully. I reckon 1 in every 5 episodes we might have 1 sentence that's useful. I reckon that's the kind of batting average.
The way things have been going.
Yeah, well definitely, after the last few.
At fucking best, mate.
But we're here anyway. The next 20 minutes, we'll see what happens. I actually wanted your opinion on something, and it was because a client asked me about it midweek. I can't remember which client asked me about it. Apologies, if they're listening, because I can't remember. But they asked me what my thoughts were on wearing sliders to the gym.
Is this similar to like the Crocs in the gym kind of thing, isn't it?
Fucking stupid. But like sliders and nothing else, just sliders. Because I said to them, I was like, I think it's stupid for a lot of lifts. I was like, there's only a couple of lifts where you'd want and I don't even know if sliders are flat, but you would want a flat sole, which could be helpful. But it's just come about, I think, from JP, from Jordan Peters doing it. That's where like the bodybuilding cult that do it have got it from. He started doing it. And look, he's got his own private gym. You can wear whatever you want in that.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? If you've got your own private gym,
do whatever you want.
Yeah, do it. Fucking train naked. Do you know what I mean? Like, not a problem at all. But I don't know. I remember when I worked at gyms, like stuff like that just wasn't allowed. Like,
no, it's not because it's health and safety.
Yeah, health
drop
and
a plate
safety.
on your
That's
foot,
what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna fucking
be a lot
hurt.
more damage.
Yeah. So no, I'm not a fan. Is it socks and sliders as well, or is it just sliders? Because if you got your feet out, I don't know.
To be fair, I guess it varies different people.
I think if you're on holiday and you've got your sliders on, you just go in to do like a cheeky little pump in the gym, like if a little bit of a bicep
on holiday,
pump.
That's different.
Acceptable.
Yeah, that's different.
Acceptable, but
because you're on holiday and
like you just walk in.
It's a hotel gym, innit? You're going to have a cable stack, a couple of dumbbells,
that's it.
And a bench. There's not going to be much there.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're probably then going out and going. One of my clients is going on holiday at the weekend. On Saturday, Jake, and we've been chatting, he's going to go and train because he wants to train so that when he goes for his buffet breakfast, he can really tuck into it. So but he'll be having that by the pool. So if you go in your sliders to do that session, fair enough, because you're going to go sit by a pool.
Yeah.
But I think in like normal UK commercial gyms,
I would say it's a big no-no.
Just there's no. It was kind of like the Vibrams hype, and I had Vibrams and I wore them for quite a while.
Did you?
So I'm saying
Did you actually?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I proper got into them following Eugene Teo.
Right. Okay.
And he used to talk about them quite a lot. And actually, one of my friends at the time, I was at uni and I lived with a lad who still does now. He's a really good runner. Like runs with Johnny Brownlee. Like he's a really good runner.
Yeah.
Andy definitely won't be listening to this, but if he does. Cheers, Andy. And he used to see me training and be like, mate, they're going to fuck your feet up. And I'd be like, nah, they're not. Like, they're really good for your feet. Like, they're meant to be really good for your grip. And he's like, mate, they're going to fuck your feet up. And after about a year of wearing them, I could not do a leg press or anything without just my feet cramping. They were
How did that come around then? Like the Vibram thing?
They were just meant to, they got pushed as like being really good because you can grip individually with your toes, like the more stable.
Right, okay.
Better, they give you more stability when you're squatting and doing leg press movements and things like that. I bought right into it, and they fucked my feet up for a little while. So I still have them in my bag somewhere.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I've not worn them now for like 4 years. I've just not chucked them out.
Fucking crazy.
They look good though. They look really cool. Do you know what the hardest bit about them was getting the socks on, because you had to buy special Vibram socks.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Or toe socks. And getting your toes into each individual bit of the sock, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, no.
So they're definitely up there with the sliders.
I'd rather go with sliders than Vibrams.
I'd probably rather go with sliders now, just because it's easier. But neither of them are good to training.
The barefoot thing seems to be back in though. Like, as in, like, there's a style of shoe which is basically barefoot.
I've seen those, the Vivo things.
Yeah, like the Vivo barefoot. Yeah.
I don't know about them. I've not used them.
I don't know. It's just all hypes in it. Like, it'll come and it'll go. It's like grounding. People grounding themselves if not too long
ago. Sun in the bollocks on the morning.
Sun in the bollocks in the morning. Yeah.
That's what Liver King does, isn't it? He says he suns his bollocks.
Get some vitamin D on his balls in the morning.
Points his arsehole to the sun because apparently it's good for you.
Oh, fucking hell.
If you say so.
But yeah, moving on.
Anyway, we're going to be telling you why you should sack your PT. Big words. Calling them out. Words. Yeah. I mean, look, we both used to be PTs.
Yeah.
For a long time. I think you for longer than me, actually. I only did it for 4 years.
I was on the gym floor from 17 to about 23, 24. So
it's a bit longer.
Yeah.
And look, we're not going to go in on PTs. Like, they definitely do have the place, and they definitely are good ones.
But sack them.
but sack them and come to us instead. But they're limited. Like, and that's as someone who has PT'd, as guys that have PT'd, we know that you are very limited in what you can do.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell you why actually online coaching might be the thing that you need.
Yeah, listen, again, as Jake says, I just want to make sure that we're not coming across in the wrong light here. Like, we do, as PTs ourselves and as previously working on the gym floor, we understand the benefit of a PT. So if you're someone who's kind of like new to training, maybe you've never really been in the gym before, having that like PT for the first couple of months to just kind of get your technique right and just get comfortable in the gym environment, I think can actually be really, really useful. We're probably talking more towards, and literally none of them people listening to this podcast, that doesn't fucking matter. We're talking to, like, if you are someone who's into the training, who wants to see
not even necessarily. Well,
not even necessarily. Well, I want to say into your training. I mean,
you're like, consistent with it, even if you don't love it.
Yeah, you go to the gym, and you probably want to see some change to your composition, right?
Yeah.
You want to see something happen, and you might be mistaken to think that a PT is the way to go, because obviously PTs quite often are in shape and like whatever else. But the thing is, a PT is very limited in terms of what they can do, because you've got them for an hour. Most people are probably going to pay a PT maybe twice a week, because it's a lot of money. In my gym, I think I guess David Lloyd, it's like nearly 50, 60 quid an hour for a PT. So realistically, you might only pay them once a week, right? So you're spending in excess of £200 a month for 1 hour of training per week.
And I think this is it. Like, the problem that I see a lot with it is that PTs are great, again, if you're completely new to the gym and you need to literally be shown what to do. Great, you can't beat it. PTs are great if you don't want to be at the gym and you know you need someone to kick you up the ass to get you there. Great, it's probably going to need it. But beyond that, there's not a lot of additional benefit. And one of the biggest limitations I always found as a PT was people would be really switched on for the hour that I was with them, but then once they're out the door, it's like out of sight, out of mind. Because there wasn't really anything in place for, okay, are we tracking nutrition outside of these workouts? Are we tracking the other workouts that I'm not with you for? Are we seeing what you're doing day to day? It was kind of just, I'll see you once a week. We'll do a workout. We'll have a chat about how your week's been. We'll kind of see what you're eating. Might give you a little bit of guidelines. And that was about it.
Literally 100% that. So when I first went online, I actually had a lot of my old PT clients reach out to me and start doing some online coaching because they wanted to stay with me, etc. And they then got way better results because we actually, rather than just focusing on that 1 hour, which we had, where obviously we trained hard, etc., we then started focusing on the nutrition outside of the gym, what was happening between workouts. And actually, you start to realize that stuff is infinitely more important than that hour you spend in the gym.
Yeah.
And that's where people get real results. And I think if you put it into context, if you train in the gym, so for example, I only go to the gym 3 times a week at the moment, 4 if I can do, but 3 times a week. That's 3 hours out of 168 hours in the week. So the 165 hours I'm not in the gym, is going to have a massive impact on my results overall.
Do you need accountability for the 165
or the 3?
For the 3 hours that you're probably going to be at the gym anyway.
Exactly. Literally exactly that. So that, and honestly, my results in terms of clients just skyrocketed. This completely transformed because we dialed into their nutrition. We started focusing on the right things, and people just started seeing crazy results off the back of it.
Well, this is what happened with me. So I was PTing all the way up to COVID, to lockdown, and I just started online when lockdowns hit. So obviously lockdown hit, and it forced everything online. So all my PT clients, I was like, right, don't worry, guys. I'm going to push you online. I've already got everything set up. I've got all the plans sorted. A couple of them dropped off because a couple of them were just obviously it was lockdown. Everything it was crazy, but a lot of the others stayed on. And then during that lockdown period of however long it was a long time. They started to see, like you said, better and better results, and they actually started to prefer it because they felt like they were more consistent, they were more accountable. And actually, for me, what said it all was that when everything opened back up, nobody wanted to go back to PT.
Yeah.
Like, not one, because I kind of said, right, I made a decision. I'm not going to go back to PT for new clients, but if my previous PT clients want to see me, I'll go and see them. So as things started opening up, and I was like, right, look, the gyms are opening up again. Do you want to get back into the normal PT stuff, or are you happy doing what we're doing? Literally every single one of them was like, I'm happy doing what we're doing. We're seeing better results. I prefer that it's working well.
And I think there's obviously a lot of people, because I still think online coaching is still fairly new, isn't it?
It's very new.
Fairly new, like in comparison to, everyone knows what a personal trainer is. You go to the gym, you get trained, you get worked hard, you go home. Like, it's really, really straightforward. I think a lot of people still don't actually know what online coaching is, and I wouldn't fucking blame you because some of the coaches out there, what they're offering is not coaching. So I wouldn't blame you for not really knowing. But if you coach properly online, like we do, you're getting all of your training looked after regardless. It's not like there's no accountability there because we are looking at your training logs. We're seeing what's working. We're seeing what's not. We're talking to you about your training in detail on a weekly basis. Again, we're going over your logbooks and saying you need to push yourself harder here. You need to change this. You need to change that. After 12 weeks, we'll switch your training program up. We'll find out what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, what you want to work on next, what body parts. So your training is still really detailed. And the beautiful thing about online coaching is you're paying for your nutrition, your training, and your accountability, etc., etc. But regardless of what you pay, like, we're making it bespoke to you. So say you want to train 3 times a week. Again, just going back to, okay, let's average it out at £30 an hour, right? So that'd be £90 a week. You'd be paying a PT for 3 hours in the gym. You pay us. You can say you want to train 7 times a week or 4 times a week. It doesn't matter. Like, nothing changes because we build that training plan bespoke to you.
And it's going to be nowhere near as expensive as £90 a week.
That's my point. That was what I was trying to say. Yeah.
More so, maybe.
More so. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to say. So you're still getting the training side of things, and you're still getting the accountability side of things, but you're getting everything else that a PT can't give you. Like I say, your PT might have a general chat about what you're eating. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe don't eat Cocoa Pops for breakfast. Have a protein shake. Like, realistically, there's not much which is going to change there.
No, and like, I'll kind of have a chat with people about it, and I'll say, you don't need someone to stand over you and count your reps whilst you're in the gym. Because when clients send me videos, I'll give them rep targets for exercises, of course, because you need something to work towards. But when I watch their videos back, and we've said this before, I don't count the reps. I don't give a shit what the reps are. I'm looking at what their execution's like and how much effort they're putting in. I'm looking at the faces that they're making. And I'll say to them, like, I haven't counted your reps. I don't know how many reps you've done there. But on those last few reps, did it hurt? Was it difficult? And if it's a no, it's like, well, you need to train harder then. You need to be pushing more. If it's a yes, cool. We're about right then. That's fine. Doesn't matter what your reps are. It doesn't matter. You don't need someone to count them.
Yeah. Yeah. You need someone to coach you.
Yeah, literally that. You need someone who's paying attention to everything else that's actually going to impact fat loss, building muscle, and not just how many reps you're doing in the gym or making sure someone's there to make sure you show up to the gym. Because that as well, you'll find that even just hiring an online coach, even if you know we're not going to be in the gym with you, well, we're still going to be checking up to make sure that you've done it. So you've still got that accountability to, I still need to go to the gym.
I still need to go to the gym. And I still need to implement what Jake's told me to do inside the gym. And I still need to log the stuff. And, if you've not, I'll be like, have you been to the gym this week? Why not? How come? You know, can we get when are we going? When we getting these sessions in? Like,
can you film this movement, this movement,
yeah,
this movement
exactly.
for me this week? Let's see how you're doing them.
So the accountability for training is still there. So you get that. Obviously, you then get all of the nutrition stuff, which, as I mentioned, you might have a little chat with your PT. I used to chat to my clients a little bit on the, whilst warming up and cooling down and give them a few pointers and things, but it didn't really change much because, again, there's no accountability around it.
Well, that was the other thing I found as a PT. Look, it might just be me as a shit PT, but I get chatting to my clients, and then all of a sudden, two things would either happen. I'd get 45 minutes into the session and we'd done everything. So then I'm like, right, I've got to make something up for 15 minutes.
That would happen all the time.
Yeah. Or I'd get 60 minutes into the session. We're only halfway through the workout. And then I'm like, shit, I've got another client now. Yeah. And I need to wrap this up and we've not done the workout because we've been chatting loads. Yeah. And it's kind of just like, it never quite ran smoothly.
I think the thing for me was like, was the first one there. So, and which is, it's bad to say, but listen, I don't train for more than like 45 minutes. Like I'm in and out of the gym.
I think I'm max an hour.
Yeah, like so. And I think it's one of those where like when you paid for an hour as a PT, you feel like you've got to. And I see it all the time. Like it's one of my favorite things in the gym, especially when doing cardio, is to watch the PTs. And you can see when their planned sessions come to an end, and they're like, shit.
But I also think as well,
start doing some. Get them on the assault bike.
Literally. But you know when you look around the gym sometimes now and. You'll see and again, I know not every PT does this, and there's great PTs out there is, but so many of them, when you watch, they're either just on the phone whilst the client's doing the set, or they're just filming the client to put on socials. It's like you're not actually there properly spotting them, properly encouraging them. You're either filming them or you're just checking your own shit.
Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. So, like I say, that's why you need to sack your PT.
Save yourself a bit of money.
Save yourself a bit of money because online coaching, honestly, is cheaper. If it depends on who you're with, but I would say pretty much all the time it's going to be cheaper. You can get more for your money, and it's going to get you better results if you've got a good coach. Yeah, that's basically what.
That's it.
What we want.
So physique fuck up.
Is it a fuck up?
I guess it's kind of funny. This.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, so we do have a fuck up.
I don't know. Is it? We need to change the name for it. We'll think about that another time. I've just opened my phone and I've got a video of. Baloo from Sophie. Hang on. Not what I was looking for. So it was basically some of the wackiest diets that have ever become popular, become fad. And I thought we'd just go through a few of the top ones because they're quite funny. Yeah. One of the ones that I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but I've definitely mentioned it when we've been talking about something. And it's not like a popular fad diet, but it was just once, and I've told you this loads of times. I was speaking to someone about the nutrition and how they dieted, and they were kind of like, yeah, like we said on the previous episode, they were like, I'm pretty good with my nutrition. I eat pretty well. I know what I'm doing to drop weight. So I was like, oh yeah, out of interest, like, what do you do when you're dieting? And they literally just went, cabbages.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And I was like, what do you mean? You add cabbage to everything? And they were like, no. I just eat cabbages. They were like, I'll steam them, I'll boil them. Like, I just eat cabbage. And I was like, oh, well, how does that work? And they were like, for 2 or 3 weeks, I'll just eat cabbage. I'll lose loads of weight. And I was like, what do you do after? Then I'll just go back to what I was doing before. I'm like, and then you gain the weight back. And they were like, yeah, eventually. So it doesn't work then, does it?
The whole point of a diet is to get you to a place where you can stay.
Literally. So there's a few of the worst fad diets in history. And I'd not heard of some of these.
Okay.
And I don't know how many people, I don't know how much is around them. The first one is the clay diet. Have you heard of the clay diet?
I have not heard of the clay diet.
So the clay diet is putting dirt, not even clay, but just putting dirt that you can pick up from outside into your water and drinking it twice a day.
Fuck off.
That's it. Like if you're hungry, get some dirt outside, put it into a glass, mix it in and drink it. Because apparently there's no calories in dirt and it's going to fill you up.
Would you rather do that though, or eat like the Liver King and eat like balls and testicles and stuff?
I'd probably go for the dirt.
I'd probably go for the dirt.
Yeah, I'd go for the dirt.
So as crazy as it sounds, the Liver King's still worse.
The Liver King's still worse. I think there is something on this, like it does say you can use a certain type of clay, bentonite clay. I don't know what that is.
I mean, I've never heard of that. That sounds
I'm
insane.
not a potter.
That sounds. I mean, you're literally eating no calories there.
Which apparently removes toxins and heavy metals from your body. But you get all sorts of shit like that diet saying, oh, it removes toxins, or it removes metals, or it limits your metals. It's like, but you do still need some of that stuff. Like, there's a reason why it's there in the first place. You don't want to get rid of all of it. Apparently, Zoe Kravitz is quite famous for having done this clay diet and drinking dirt.
I mean, I won't be trying that anytime soon.
No. But then there's a lot of stuff to basically go on and say, and then science has basically said it's bullshit. Yes. Shock. There's going to be a theme here with these. The second one, I hadn't heard of this. It is quite funny. And you'll know exactly what it is from the name, is the air diet.
I'm assuming this is eating air.
So it's literally the air diet, or the virtual eating diet, is a French-inspired, celebrity-endorsed plan. Shock. Where you eat nothing but air. Instead, you take literally a forkful of real air. It says you take a forkful of real actual food, hold it in your mouth, and basically picture yourself eating it, and then you spit it back out.
I've heard of this before. I've also seen people on a different kind of thing where I've seen people taking the piss and really do it.
Yeah.
Where they like sniff like a pizza.
Yeah.
And then they eat like a bit of fucking like broccoli or something.
Yeah. Literally, because apparently the smell of it and picturing it like in your mouth and swallowing it is enough to curb the appetite.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, you're playing with fire there. If you're hungry and cravings and you're like, right, I'm going to go buy a burger, I'm going to put it in my mouth, but I'm not going to eat it. That is the biggest game of chicken I've ever seen.
That is not happening, is it?
So yeah, so the third one, I'll finish on this one. I won't do loads. I have heard of this one before, and it's fucking nuts, but we've not spoken about it. Is the tapeworm diet?
Tapeworm?
Have you heard about this?
Well, you can get tapeworm, can't you?
You can get tapeworms, yeah. They're literally an actual worm that can live in your intestines.
That's what I thought,
and they grow in your intestines, and it basically eats a lot of the food in your intestines. So the thought behind it is you can buy tapeworm eggs that come in like a solution, so it passes through your stomach acid.
So you're giving
essentially you're hatching a tapeworm in your intestines, so that anything that you consume that goes through the stomach acid into the intestine, instead of it then being absorbed through the intestines into the body and properly broken down, tapeworm eats it.
Wow.
So but then you're literally just feeding a parasite.
Literally.
Honestly, does it say anyone's tried this?
That's insane. I'm not even having that, surely.
Apparently, Tyra Banks has spoken about it on her talk show.
I'm sure she's quite got a large following.
So apparently, there's no public celebrity endorsements, but many women in Hollywood, and men, it says women, but I'm going to say men are just as stupid, have admitted to swallowing a tapeworm to try and lose weight.
I find that bonkers. I find that absolute, because usually when you get a tapeworm, that's like, oh shit, I'm ill. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm poorly.
Yeah.
Because I've got a parasite.
Yeah. But no, apparently, I mean, it would work.
I mean, it would work.
But it wouldn't be a lot of fun.
No.
So there you go. There's some of the worst diets.
That one has blown my mind. I'm going to have to read up on that after that. Is absolutely mental.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
The lengths people will go to.
Jesus.
When you literally could just be, eat a little bit less, move a little bit more.
Yeah, nah, tapeworm, mate.
Tapeworm, mate. Fuck it. Anyway, we'll leave it there.
Yeah. So share, subscribe, like.
Yeah.
All that shit.
All of that jazz. Get it done.
Sure.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Nice one, guys.